Good morning, drivers. Today is January 13th. It is Friday. We've got a lot of weather out there in the United States. It's very rainy on the West Coast, very rainy on the East Coast. There is a band of rain right now traveling straight across the 95 corridor. We're on the back end of it right now. The Carolinas look like it's free of it. There will be some standing water. Be very cautious with standing water. You know, we do not want to hydroplane, and we do not want to flood out the truck by driving over standing water. So please do not drive through standing water. If you see standing water in the roadways and it's not, and you can drive over it, slow down. Don't drive too fast. Over New York and New Jersey, Connecticut, a little bit of Pennsylvania, there's a lot of rain sitting right over the top of that. They're all under a winter storm warning, as right behind this band of rain, there's going to be a lot of snow pushing in right behind it. So be very cautious with that. If you are up in that area right now and you need assistance moving out, call the office, call myself, call Robert. We will work to get you guys out of there, as we know that we do not want anybody getting stuck in the storm. There's some scattered snowstorms sitting right over the Kentucky, Nashville, Ohio, those three states. There's like another band of scattered snowstorms, nothing major. We do have dense fog advisories in South Dakota, Nebraska, and North Kansas. So be cautious when you're driving through there. Make sure you're giving your cars in front of you enough distance, and you're taking it down a little bit in speed in case you do need to come to a sudden halt, as visibility will be a problem. As we work farther over to the west, as everybody knows, there's a lot of rain pushing off of the coast over the last few days. It's made national headlines. California is experiencing a lot of rain, more rain than, they're just coming off of a drought. So they're taking on more rain than that state normally takes on. So everything is flooding. There's flash floods everywhere. There's a lot of damage. Houses are literally underwater. So this next wave of storm that's coming over is going to be rather detrimental to them. So there's going to be a lot of shock felt across the state of California, which means everything is going to slow down there. So I recommend, for weather purposes, you stay away from California for now until things subside a little bit. And if you are in California, reach out to us and allow us to help assist you get out of California. All right, we got same story over Seattle and Portland area. It's a lot of rain, and keep in mind, the farther north you go, this rain is going to turn into snow. Okay, so just be extra cautious, guys, when you're driving through this. These months of January and February they're full of a lot of precipitation, and that's what gets people into trouble, right? So if you see weather start to go south, the number one thing I tell everybody is, number one, slow it down and just, change your driving habits, drive like the elders of your family, right? So today's message is death. I want to talk a little bit about death, right? So we all know that every truck that is on the fleet and every truck designed, in the later models is required to have a DPF system on them, right? That's this is basically for exhaust to clean out the soot before it emits from the exhaust to avoid polluting the air. That is pretty much the purpose that it serves. Okay, there's a lot of sensors that go into these components. There's a lot of stuff that that can really cause a DEF system to go south. So we got to be careful. There's a light, and I'm going to display that here in the video. That light that you just saw there, if you see that light come on your dash, you need to stop the truck and you need to perform a regen, right? If you see your truck going to a D rate, make sure that we're looking for a service center to get this serviced before the problem gets to be worse. Because, what happens is, if we can do something about this in the early stages when you're starting to see sensors start to sound off, the job of sensors is to tell you that something's wrong with the truck, right? So if we start to notice this on the earlier side and on the back end of, on the front end of it, rather, it'll be a lot more easier to repair and get something done on versus on the back side of it, right? So if we wait till we derate all the way down to 5 miles per hour, you are now broken down. You're gonna be sitting in mechanic shops. You're gonna get to know the city that you're in very well. Obviously, we're not running the truck. The truck isn't making miles. You aren't making any miles. Let's just take care of these let's take care of this equipment, y'all. This is your money makers. This is your tool. Without this, you can't make miles. You can't pull loads. You can't do anything, right? And nobody really, really wants to be broken down on the side of the road, because let's face it, right? What are the odds you're going to break down somewhere that you really want to explore? No, you're most likely going to break down in the middle of nowhere with one hotel with a bunch of sketchy people serving you breakfast inside of the hotel. Nobody wants that. I mean, if we can do one thing to avoid, please do some research on after treatment. Educate yourself about it and be a little bit more cautious on allowing it to become such a problem that we get to a point where you're now broken down. That's all I got for today. Sorry this one was a little bit long. Drive safely, call us if you need anything, and everybody have a great day. Thank you.